There will be a time.
Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down the Monday slate. The NHL is back, which is super exciting. A small 2-game slate today, and then, of course, a bigger slate tomorrow. And, of course, we'll do a quick recap here of what happened in the NHL in the last 2 shows before the All-Star break. And I've been honest on previous shows. I've had an up and down season this year in the NHL, and it hasn't gone how I've expected it to for a big portion of the year. And then, of course, the 2 days before the All Star break, I have my best 2 days of the NHL season by far. And then, of course, the break comes. So, hoping to pick up right where I left off before the All Star break because things went really well. So we'll take a quick look at that, and then we'll get into the comments and look at today's slate. So obviously on the Friday show of last week, Vegas Golden Knights money line plus 135, a nice 5-2 win there for Vegas. That game was not close. Florida Panthers, Pittsburgh Penguins. Florida Panthers money line. Yes, it went to a shootout. So it was a little bit closer than perhaps I wanted, but the Panthers with the victory there. Sam Moneymaker Reinhart with 2 goals in that one. And then my third play here was unfortunately a push. Colorado winning 5-1. The LA Kings. We'll of course talk about them coming up here. Not today, but in the next few days. St. Louis Blues, Seattle Kraken. I passed on that game. 4-3 win for the Blues, who got outshot 36-18 by the Kraken, but the Blues winning in overtime. They've had success against Seattle for whatever reason. Going on to Saturday, normally I don't do well in the early afternoon games on Saturday, but I started the day off with a 6-2 Bruins win here. Cashing the plus 164, which wasn't close. Hashtag fade the Flyers. We'll see how they do coming out of the All-Star break here. Washington Dallas, a 5-4 overtime win for the Stars. And I'm glad I didn't look at that game because I think I was leaning towards the under there. So I'm glad I stayed away from that. I think I was leaning towards the draw as well, if I can remember. Past this game here. The Sabres with the 5-2 win over the Sharks. Nashville and Edmonton, under 6.5 winner. I took Nashville team total under 2.5 as well, which was also a winner. 4-1 game for the Oilers in that one. Toronto and Winnipeg. Here we go. A 4-2 win for the Maple Leafs in this one. So Winnipeg allowing more goals than they have recently, but another winner there. Past to Montreal, Pittsburgh. It ended up being a 3-2 overtime win for the Penguins. Arizona Coyotes and Carolina Hurricanes. I have the Canes on the puck line here. And Nick doesn't want to hear about this game because he was on Arizona money line. But Arizona winning, or it was tied. Or actually, sorry, they were winning until very close to the third period. Carolina tied it in the last few minutes, or took the lead in the last few minutes, and they got an empty netter, which was actually, sorry, they didn't get an empty netter. They scored on the goalie. I thought it was an empty netter. But 2 quick goals at the end of that game to cash the Carolina puck line. It was just a great day that Saturday. Past this game, Rangers winning 7-2 in that game. New Jersey Devils, Tampa Bay Lightning. I had the Tampa Bay puck line, plus 165. Another nice puck line cash here with a 6-3 win for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sam Reinhart, anytime goal. Of course, I did this show on Friday night before the odds were out for Reinhart. And what do you know? First goal of the game moneymaker Reinhart makes it 1-0 for Florida. And then the Panthers end up winning in overtime. That was a game I was looking at Florida, but didn't pull the trigger. Vegas Golden Knights, Detroit Red Wings. The Wings with the 5-2 win here, beating up on the Vegas Golden Knights. Another winner. Unfortunately, sweeping the Saturday slate. Everything was looking fantastic. And then we get to this game. Hockey Day, Minnesota. The Wild blows another lead heading into the break. So back-to-back games where they led in the third period, only to end up losing. Brock Faber didn't get a point. This game was an absolute disaster. But with how great the day went otherwise, I can't be too upset. 1-0 win here for the Flames. And it was Elias Lindholm, who no longer plays with the Flames, being traded to the Vancouver Canucks. That is a huge addition for the Vancouver Canucks. Lindholm has not had the best season this year. I think he's going to be a player to watch now that he's went to Vancouver. And then Columbus against Vancouver, the Canucks with the 5-4 win in overtime. So it was an excellent 2 days heading into the break. And that's why I didn't do any shows on the Monday, Tuesday. I think there was a few games I wanted to pass because of how well the weekend went. I didn't want to give it back. So money. Let's lock it in. Or lock it the fuck in, boys. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Let me switch back to this. I'll go through the comments. Go Canes, go Wild. Yes. At least the wild part. No, I'm kidding. And we're back, baby. Yes, finally hockey's back. Kucherov at the All-Star competition at IceX, who IceX is not here at the moment, but probably sleeping. I think he works night shifts. But yeah, Kucherov was a disaster at the All-Star break. You could tell he didn't want to be there, and the fans were booing him because you could just tell that he was just skating around. Probably had some drinks before the game, honestly. Before the skills competition, at least. He did look better in the game. Avs money line. We will discuss that game here shortly. What's up, Buzz? Oh yeah, Buzz cut. It was way past time. I needed it. Hockey's back. A big Apple type of day. We'll discuss things I'm thankful for. Ottawa road goal in first 10 is back. Edmonton opponent team total unders. Reinhart goal streak. And you'll still be watching Winnipeg opponent team totals. What else should I be aware of? Well, we'll obviously get to different streaks and stuff as different teams play. I'm worried about how the break is going to affect things. But one reason why I'm optimistic that Reinhart may be able to keep things going is I actually think doing the All-Star weekend was better for him instead of going off to wherever Cuba or wherever players went. I know a lot of players went to warm places. So I think Reinhart actually still focusing on hockey, even though it was the All-Star weekend. I think that could potentially help him keep his goal streak going. The schedule is brutal. The last three, yeah, exactly. That's why I passed. Lindholm to the Canucks. Yes, a huge addition for the Canucks. And yes, probably was drunk. He probably was. Why would the NHL expect them to want to try? It was when it's stupid shit. Well, a lot of players, it was for the money, and a lot of players did try. It looked like they were having fun, which is important too. Passing it out of cone on the boards. Yeah, there you go. But before we get into today's slate, I do have a small announcement to make. So through the NHL season so far, I've given out all of my NHL plays on the show, even ones that are premium ones that people pay for. So now that NFL is pretty much done, what I've decided to do is I'm going to have one exclusive play a day that you can only get on Picks and Parlays. Of course, link is in the description below, and I'll bring up the website at the end. Obviously, I do this for a living. So I am going to be doing one play a day, which is an exclusive Picks and Parlays play, which you can buy up on the site. And then I'll give out all my plays for every other game. So that is what's going to be happening as we go forward. But we'll bring up the first game that we're going to talk about, which is the New York Islanders and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Islanders plus 135 to plus 145. Toronto minus 154 and a minus 170. 6.5s right across the board in this game. Ilya Sorokin likely for the Islanders, which really shouldn't surprise anybody. Ilya Samsonov. So it's the battle of Ilya's, Ilya S's in this game. Samsonov confirmed for Toronto. Of course, Sorokin has the better numbers, but not by that much overall against Samsonov here. Samsonov was really good heading into the break as well. Looking at how these teams played heading into the break, Islanders lost 7 of their last 8 games heading into the break, going under 5.5 in 3 of the 5 games, going over 6.5 in the other 2. I have noticed the Islanders playing a little bit better defensively since Patrick Waugh took over, and their offense has started to disappear a bit. So I don't know if we're starting to see the Islanders go back to their defensive-minded play, although they've been shooting the puck a lot, so it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. The Islanders, they don't make sense. But going overtime in 3 of their last 5 games. Toronto winning 4 of their last 5 heading into the break. 5, 2, and 3 to a total of 6. So 5 over, 2 under. 3 games finished with 6 goals. They went to overtime in 1 of their last 2 games before the break. Islanders 4-1 in the last 5 games between these teams. 3 of the last 5 games went to overtime, and the last 4 meetings all over 6.5. They were pretty high scoring games. For me, it's the draw, plus 380 in this one. Both meetings have finished 4-3 overtime wins for the Islanders so far this year. I won't be shocked if we get another 4-3 overtime win. Will it be by the Islanders? I don't know. Maybe the break comes at a good time because they looked absolutely awful before the break. But they've had success against Toronto recently, finding ways to win. So I like the draw here. And that's about it. Looking at player props, Noah Dobson has an assist in 5 straight games. Not a good price for me to bet singly, so it'd have to be a parlay piece. Matthew Barzal has an assist in 4 of his last 5 games. Bo Horvat has a point in 4 of his last 6, at least 3 shots on goal in 5 straight games. For Toronto, Matthews has a goal in 6 of his last 8 games. Around minus 110, minus 115 for a goal for Matthews. He is having an amazing season, so I could always see him scoring here. I just don't want to pull the trigger with the minus 115. Marner has a point in 8 of his last 9 games, and John Tavares is back to his shooting ways. At least 4 shots in goal in 5 of his 6 games heading into the break. Good day, Terry. I'm so late. I'll have to rewatch from the beginning. No worries. It's small slate today. Most of the beginning has just been a recap of previous shows. Leafs money line is a parlay piece. I could see that. Isles plus 135. Line too wide here. Look for a break to kill Toronto's momentum. Also, Isles blue line is finally healthy. Pulak and Pellick are back. Oh, well, aren't we supposed to fade teams that are getting players back, Nick? Interesting. Leafs minus 1.5. Oh, so Owen likes them to take care of business. All right. Draw me like your French girls. I like it, Addison. I like the draw here. It just seems like a draw spot. As long as both teams show up to play. If one team decides not to show up, Islanders, then we might be in trouble. Matthews goal. I like it. Over 6.5. I do lean that way. I'm wondering if we're going to get a lot of goals after the break. I want to see today. How these teams come after the break. May potentially look to some overs tomorrow, depending on what we see tonight. Isles' offensive expected goals under Roy have been really good, creating good opportunities. Puck will eventually go in. Okay. Tavares under half a point. There you go. Nick obviously doesn't hold any grudges. I'll play draw in both games. I hope at least one cashes. I can see that. 5-2 for the Leafs. Oh, there you go. Captain Brian, I like that. There you go. The All-Star break, the last 2 seasons were just upsets. I remember Dogs 8 the last 2 years. Well, maybe stay away from some favorites then. But looking into the second game here, which is between, I'll still break it down, obviously, but is between the Colorado Avalanche and the New York Rangers. Colorado -102 to -110. The Rangers -108 to -112. 6.5s right across the board in this game. When it comes to goaltenders, Alexander Georgiev likely here for Colorado. Jonathan Quick likely for the Rangers. How did these teams do heading into the break? Colorado winning 11 of their last 14 games heading into the break, 10 overs and 2 unders if the total is 6.5. So they've been an over machine. Rangers 2-3-1 in their last 6 heading into the break, so losing 4 of their last 6. They went over 6.5 in 3 of their last 4 games heading into the break. Colorado 7-1-2 in the last 10 meetings between the teams. 3 of the 5 games went to overtime. So we have seen close games when these teams face. 3 overs, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. How have these players been doing recently? McKinnon, a goal in 4 straight games heading into the break, over 1.5 points in 4 of his last 5 games heading into the break, and he had an assist in 12 of his last 13. McKinnon is having an unreal season for Colorado this year. Rantanen has a point in 12 of his last 13 games, and Cale Makar has a point in 7 straight games heading into the break. Adam Fox has an assist in 5 straight games. Of course, that's -150, which is out of my price range, but definitely a good parlay piece. Adam Fox, I remember, I think it was last year, start the year, Adam Fox assist was like was +105, +110, -110, and I was just cashing on that. And then, of course, it moved to -150, and that's where it is currently in this game. So a parlay piece for sure. Kreider and Zibanejad both have points in 5 of their 7 games heading into the break. And this is my Picks and Parlays exclusive play. So if you want my play in this game, it is available up on the site. I will show you my page here. Here it is. Have the Colorado Rangers play. I have an MLB. I have an MLB's coming. I've been thinking about MLB. That's why I said MLB. I have a Clipper play in the Clippers Hawks game NBA. Also a Super Bowl play up as well. Up on Picks and Parlays. The link is in the description below if you're interested in buying any of my premium plays. And that is it. Jump into the chat here and see what's going on. I'm a New York state of mind. Rangers money line in this game. New York money line parlay. Plus 348. FWIW. I know I probably should know what that means, but I don't know. Avs money line and over 6.5. I can see that. They were an over machine heading into the break. I see Quick and Georgiev confirmed. Yes. Georgiev, the only goalie playing that played in the All-Star weekend. So we'll see how that affects him. McKinnon and Zibanejad over 1.5 points. Interesting. Zibanejad would be a really high price for over 1.5 points for sure. Blues money line? No, not at all. For what it's worth. Oh, okay. I knew I should have known what it was. Avs are hot. They were heading into the break. But this Rangers team, they've been inconsistent, but when if the Rangers come out and start after the break like they started the season, then they could be a really hot team. But we'll have to see what happens, how they start after the break. Jordan Bennington, LOL. Yeah, yeah. But that is today's show. Thank you everyone for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back tomorrow for a much bigger slate than 2 games. So thanks everyone for watching. Best of luck on today's slate, and we'll see you again. Thanks, guys.